It's supposed to be two boots in one, a single boot that is a bit warmer than other single boots, or a double boot that is a bit lighter than other double boots. Can it actually perform as both? Let's review the La Sportiva G Summit. Hello again, I'm Jason. I've had the La Sportiva G Summits for over a year now. Let's talk about where these boots might fit into a range of winter climbing crampon-compatible boots, along with some of the boots' pros and cons. The unique feature is, of course, that this boot can be used as either a double boot with a removable liner or as a single boot, not using the liner. It comes with a thicker insole than La Sportiva's other insoles to be used when wearing it as a single boot and is designed to take up extra space when the liner isn't in. The major upside is that depending upon your performance demands, this could mean purchasing only one boot rather than both a single and a double boot. But of course, the novel design creates idiosyncrasies. As a double boot, it is about as sleek and precise of a double boot as I have ever used. It is based on the old G5 Evo last, the G5 being a single boot rather than the old G2s, La Sportiva's double boot that was made to replace the Spantex as a 6,000 to 7,000 meter boot. You can see that the liner is thinner when compared to the G2s. That allows a lower volume front, which allows for more precise technical climbing and a lower weight to fight fatigue. Not surprisingly, that makes the G Summit not quite as warm as the G2s. I would probably not take them above 6,000 meters unless the climate was warmer and the climbing was sustained so that my internal engine would be running hot. Long, drawn-out pitches with long, drawn-out belays would mean too much standing around. Below 6,000 meters, I think the boot's warmth would be ideal until getting down below 5,000 meters, and then the warmth would likely only be appropriate for winter ascents. I can climb ice and mixed in these double boots, as compared to other double boots, more confidently and don't notice any performance issues until I reach my limits. That's when having a lighter single boot would be preferable. Everything is kind of the opposite when compared to other modern single boots. Being based on the G5, it is now quite wide when compared to boots like the G-Tex, which share a last with the narrow Aequilibrium. So it isn't as precise as the G-Tex, and it's heavier. Of course, it's warmer, even as a single boot, than the Tex. But the thicker insole and the large lugs mean a higher center of gravity, which makes semi-technical climbing, think steep couloirs, feel a little less stable. On the flip side, those big lugs make rock approaches far better than the G5s, with superior downhill braking, but not as good as the Aequilibrium, which also has big lugs, but which allows a slight bend in the toes, making dry approaches feel more like a hiking boot. If you are interested in the Aequilibrium, we did a review of that boot too. There's a link in the description. The single BOA is convenient, being only one dial and with the dial sitting on the outside of the gaiter, unlike the Aequilibriums, for example. And the Velcro strap helps lock in the heel without the rubbing that some people have experienced with the Aequilibrium's tongue and strap. But being only one BOA dial, you can't fine-tune the fit as well as boots with a two-dial system. And it is worth noting that the G Summits were paused for sale in North America after their introduction due to a stitching issue where the BOA connects to the boot material. I never had an issue, but others had significant issues. The boot became available again after half to three-quarters of a year being unavailable. The outer gaiter does its job, and I've experienced no leakage, and the zipper is easy enough with gloves. The liners, though, don't have robust pull tabs, which can make them a bit more difficult with gloves. I size these like my G5s at EU41, where my G2s are 41.5. That helps with the fit when in single boot mode, but does make them a little compact when in double boot mode. Again, that helps technical climbing, but reduces warmth. Of course, being La Sportiva, the G Summits fit the usual pattern of working well for people with low volume feet, and not so well for higher volume feet, where Scarpa and other manufacturers tend to fit better. I think it's easiest to consider them right in between single and double boots. They climb better than double boots, even when using the liner, but aren't as warm. They climb less well than narrower and lighter single boots, but are warmer. If you really can only go with one expensive boot, that needs to be able to take on multiple altitudes and temperatures, then this might work for you. In the comments, tell us what boot or boots are in your gear closet. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and share if you want to support us. For more information, you can go to our website at www.shortguysbetaworks.com. You can check out that review I mentioned on the La Sportiva Aequilibrium, or maybe you can check out our entire winter series called Cold. We'll see you next week and keep on getting more out of that big outside.